This BMW behind me is the M240i. It has the B58, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys why it is the best engine for tuning. Now, let's go ahead, pop the bonnet, and I'll show you guys exactly what the secret weapon is. The BMW B58, a legendary inline-six turbocharged engine. So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about and tuning the BMW M240i behind me. And I'm going to be talking to you guys and showing you about why the B58 is one of the best platforms to get into if you want to chase horsepower quickly and also reliably. Now, we're going to be talking today a little bit less about what the engine actually has capability-wise and more so in the software kind of things with MHD and tuning it and so forth. However, thought I'd just show you guys the even Chewy air intake. This thing makes the car sound immense. And it's not necessary for the horsepower. However, it's definitely an option I would say you guys have to get for sound. Let's start this thing up so you guys can hear a little bit of the induction. Put it in sport mode and I'll put the camera out the front so you guys can hear the air intake. Yeah, this thing sounds nuts. Next thing to talk about is this thing, MHD. BMW B58 MHD, 3 words, they all go together really well. Now you may be thinking, Ethan, how on earth can this engine and this car combined with this little plastic tool make upwards of 450 horsepower from stock? Now these M240i's and M140i's and basically any 40i platform that has the B58, they're no slouch from factory. This thing behind me comes from like 336 just from the box. That is completely out of the box performance, which is crazy. And the fact that I'm telling you guys you can add upwards of 100 horsepower with just this thing and a little bit of money is absolutely mind-blowing. And that's why we're talking about this B58 platform today. It's not to take for granted as well how good the engine bay looks for one of these modern BMWs. It is a seriously slept on engine bay. I think it looks really clean, especially for BMW where they have a tendency to cram a load of things in a small engine bay. Anyway, we're pretty much done looking at this, so we can now give this a close. Now let's sit back in the car because I will admit to you guys it's a little bit windy out there. This thing though, this is what we're talking about today. Now with this B58, the Supra license has been bought. Now what this does with MHD, it gives you a load of options compared to the normal thing. And if you're going to be into tuning cars and you want to have the flexibility, I would definitely recommend the Supra license. It just creates a whole new aspect of capabilities regarding MHD. I'm not going to show you guys how to map it in today's video. We're going to be doing more real life circumstances like going for a drive, seeing what this thing is like to drive regarding power wise and everything like that. I've got loads of videos on the channel regarding MHD, so if you want to see them, they'll be on the channel somewhere. Let me know what you guys think to the new Alcantara steering wheel as well. This thing was actually fitted the other day, and I'll tell you what, it is absolutely incredible. I love it to bits. Now, a little bit of backstory. The car is running a stage 2 tune on an MHD. That's an OTS map, completely basically plug and play. I've plugged this thing into the OBD reader, mapped it myself, and also the fuel is important. In the UK, we have Tesco 99 Momentum, which in my opinion is the best fuel for one of these kind of type of cars. It's what I run on the M235i with the N55 engine. It's been faultless. I will admit though, it's a little bit scarce. Trying to get momentum in the UK, especially where I live, is just a joke. However, what I do then is I select a slightly lower octane map on MHD. Let's call it 95 octane. What this does is basically, if I've got 99 octane fuel in the tank, but the map is basically telling the ECU that I'm got 95, there's going to be no timing corrections. So the car's going to pull really well. We're not going to risk any knock or any timing corrections that the ECU is doing. So basically, we should have maximum power for that type of fuel. And if we start this thing up for a second, which is a manual, and this car is incredible, because B58 times manual is just the only way to be, in my opinion. With the multi-map selection, we have the ability to hold down this limit button, and then we can flick through all different types of maps. So for example, map 1 has a slight pop and bangs, map 2 has a very aggressive bang, and then map 3 has nothing. And map 4, this is where it's quite important. If we go to map 4, this is for really bad fuel. So say for example, I'm in a situation where I can't get 99 octane and the only octane available is 95. That map is mapped up ready for that bad fuel. So if I'm in a situation where I can't put any in, not going to damage the engine, I simply select the map 4 map and then the car will cater for it. 100% though, MHD times B58 and BMWs is just one of the best things I think we've got in the 21st century. The fact you can tune your car with your phone these days is absolutely nuts. Like, it is absolutely crazy to me. But we'll put this down for a little bit. It's a very important tool, so we don't want to lose it. However, I think it's time for this car to get warmed up a little bit, select the actual proper map, not the bad fuel map, and take this thing for a drive, see what it pulls like, and see what it sounds like. Just put it in sport mode. I know it doesn't really change the tone, however, it's just a bit better on the throttle feel. Let's hear what this thing sounds like. I love the fact that the B58 takes a little bit longer to rev up. The N55 seems a little bit more naturally aspirated, whereas this thing feels like you have to kind of get it going for it to rev up, which I kind of like. Right, I think that's enough stationary revving. So now that this thing's warmed up and the oil temp is good, let's get a few little clips of driving and see what this thing sounds like, as well as what it pulls like. A B58 with no burbles though with this intake. What a car, what a car. And the shut off on the end where it does that brap amazes me every time. We are in Sport, we're in map 3, which is basically the map with pop and bangs completely mapped out as well. So we'll do a little second gear pull here. That shut off on the end. Whoever designed that in the BMW lab, I just want to give you a medal because it's one of the best sounding things I've ever heard. The fact you can just feed the power on nice and gently as well. You don't have to drive these cars hard all the time. However, it's pretty addicting too. It's like 20% throttle, that's all I'm giving it. And we're at like 3k RPM and it just wants to just go. It just wants to go forever, it's amazing. And the thing I love about this car compared to the M235i is the auto downshift. If we go from third and we drop to second now, listen to this carefully. It just does it on its own. I've learned to do it in the M235i, but I think the fact you can just program it in with MHD is unreal. I won't lie to you guys, I'm a little bit jealous that the M235i doesn't have the auto rev match, because if that thing had it programmed in, I would love to hear it, like personally, to see the car do it, the ECU. Because obviously I've only learned to do it myself with just driving that car for a year. The fact you can get it programmed in, I'd love to hear it, and what sounds it makes would be unreal. Alright, I've switched the map up a little bit. I've turned it onto map 1, which is the mild pop and bangs for about a second. So let's hear what this thing sounds like. Shut off, my life. Listen to it. Oh my goodness me. So yeah, let's park this 450 horsepower, I guess you could say weapon, up in the garage tonight. Let it rest down, give it time for the turbo to cool down because you've driven it pretty hard. And yeah, let it rest for another day before it has more abuse. I've driven both engines, the N55 and the B58. I can see why the B58 is definitely a more favourable engine in the tuning department. The N55, personally in my opinion, is still up there for winning when it comes to like the sound and all that. However, there's no denying the B58 is up there for tuning potential and obviously having that added reliability. I still need to drive both cars more to actually get 100% opinion on which engine I like more, because right now it's the N55 definitely. And I think that's going to wrap up today's video on BMW's B58, a tuning or a car enthusiast's favourite engine. Maybe it's the fact that Toyota co-designed this engine with BMW. Maybe that's the fact that it's got so much tuning potential and so much reliability. However, if you did enjoy this video, you can give it a like, and you can also subscribe to see loads more content like this. And if you have any questions regarding tuning, any questions that you want to see, videos you want to see, N55 comments, leave them down below and I'll answer them personally, obviously with the knowledge that I have. I'm no professional tuner, but of course I will do my best. And I appreciate every one of you that has watched today's video. I'll catch you in the next one. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys soon.